all these very funny gay jokes reminded me of what I wanted to do as a little reading on this show today. We're all familiar with Donald Trump's love of the song Y.M.C.A. and in fact many other songs by the Village People. He's many a time blasted these tunes at his rallies. There was that one rally where I think some liberals, like, kind of very optimistically were like, wow, it felt like a funeral. Trump was just standing there listening to music and and it's like, is that your idea of a funeral? Like, you know, he just likes music. So, like, he knew he had that shit in the bag, I suppose. So, you know, it's just all listening to tunes, jokes about Puerto Ricans, and the kind of just shit you can do when you're just maxing and relaxing and the end stage of a campaign that you've won. But anyway, he likes to play Y.M.C.A. at his rallies. It's one of his favourite songs. And so let's look at this Stereogum article. In 2020, Village People first... Come on, man. Anyway, okay, so in 2020, the Village People first approved of Donald Trump playing their music at his rallies, then changed their mind, and then changed their minds again. Today, Victor Willis of the disco group thanked the 47th American president for his campaign's use of Y.M.C.A. in a new Facebook post. In October, Willis told Billboard that Trump was legally entitled to use the song because he took the time to apply for a political use license, which was granted by my performance rights organisation, BMI. He clarified that he supported Kamala Harris, but that he doesn't dislike Trump. He's a real centrist. In his Facebook post today, he expanded on why he let Trump use Y.M.C.A. and asserted that the song is not really a gay anthem. It's not gay. Not gay, guys. Not at all gay. We can declare this not gay. Put the big not gay stamp on it.
It's a whole article that just goes, no homo, no homo, no homo.
Oh yeah, plus he says starting next year he will sue any media outlet that says that it's gay.
Oh man, what happened to the death of the author? But like, yeah, what is it? I'm gonna have to take it off my funeral list now. Get off my funeral plague list.
Just associating it with a gay lifestyle. Why I allowed President-elect Trump's continued use of Y.M.C.A. and why the song is not really a gay anthem. I mean, say what you will, he sums up his key points in that heading. To Village People fans and the media, I am the singer and writer of the lyrics to the hit Y.M.C.A. In fact, as was adjudicated and ruled in a US district court, I wrote 100% of the lyrics, and my writing partner, Jacques Morali, wrote the music. So that they call me Jacques Morali on the streets because I'm so moral and principled.
Fucking hell, man. Go on.
Because I'm a good man.
It's a wild take, just in that, like, a lot of gay anthems are not necessarily written to be gay, like the classic gay anthems. Like, isn't I Will Survive, like...
Yeah, well, fucking
like,
basically, like...
Yeah,
it's like, obviously as well, like, it's a song about going to the big city and finding a place where you can be surrounded by lots of men and, like, have a good physical time and stuff, you know what I mean?
Well, it's just guys being guys. What's gay about that? It's just, are we not doing that now in a non-gay
Look, straight men
way?
were just a lot gayer back then. You don't get it.
Are you saying podcasting is gay? Is that what you're saying, Stefan? Are you saying that I am gay? I will sue you. I'll fucking sue you. But Donald Trump is entitled to play my podcast at his rallies. My not gay podcast.
Man, you're gonna have to drop the Neil Hamburger gay men sting so many times during the course of this episode.
Why? Why do gay men? Why do gay men? Why do gay men? Why do these gay men, these men who are so gay, why do these gay men?
You heard Stings on the new Snoop Dogg album.
Sorry, go on. Stings on the
Snoop. Snoop has got a new album out called Missionary, which is entirely produced by Dr. Dre for the first time since his classic debut album Doggy Style. It features collaborations with like Sting and other lame white artists. So it's like they're gonna really get back to basics. They're gonna make it seems like a standard late period Snoop Dogg album where there's like a song that interpolates Tom Petty's Mary Jane's Last Dance. Can you guess the subject matter of Snoop Dogg's song that interpolates Mary Jane? Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty.
I think it's probably going to be about...
It's about being gay.
It's about the settlement of Taiwan by the losing side in the Chinese Civil War. That's what it's about.
Yeah, an evergreen subject matter in the work of Snoop Dogg. Okay, let's continue with this statement. But yeah, sorry, your point is definitely correct, because it's just an objective fact that gay people have been bumping Y.M.C.A. for decades. Like,
exactly.
You just can't deny that
even
that's the case.
If by some stretch of the imagination you did not intend it that way, it became that way.
Yeah, exactly. Since 2020, I've received over 1,000 complaints about President-elect Trump's use of Y.M.C.A. With that many complaints, I decided to ask the president-elect to stop using Y.M.C.A. because his use had become a nuisance to me. So he's just, like, clarifying, like, it wasn't because I was, like, anti-Trump, it was just pissing me off that everyone was giving me shit about it. However, the use continued because the Trump campaign knew they had obtained a political use license from BMI, and absent that license being terminated, they had every right to continue using Y.M.C.A. And they did. In fact, I started noticing numerous artists withdrawing the president-elect's use of material, but by the time I said to my wife one day, "Hey, Trump seems to..." he says, "Hey, quotation marks, Trump seems to genuinely like Y.M.C.A. Donald Trump, if that even is your real name, seems to genuinely like Y.M.C.A. and he's having a lot of fun with it. As such, I simply didn't have the heart to prevent his continued use of my song in the poor little Donald. Imagine if you took away his treats. In the face of so many artists withdrawing his use of their material. So I told my wife to inform BMI not to withdraw the Trump campaign political use license. My French partners were contemplating legal action out of France, so I had my wife contact our French partners and ask them to stay out of the Trump campaign's use of Y.M.C.A. because it is a US matter, and I will make the decision on his use. Our French partners quickly backed off of their objection to... Our French partners immediately retreated. Our French partners surrendered straight away. Y.M.C.A. has benefited greatly from use by the president-elect. For example, Y.M.C.A. was stuck at number 2 on the Billboard chart prior to the president-elect. What does he mean by that? Because I'm pretty sure it was not at number 2 on the Billboard singles charts under, like, Hot to Go or whatever.
Let's have a look. Googling Y.M.C.A.'s recent chart in the Billboard.
Does he mean that, like, it was the second highest charting song by the Village People on the Billboard charts?
You know, it did get to number 1 8 days ago. Y.M.C.A. I don't think it was number 2 prior to that.
It made it to number 1 on a Billboard chart, he clarifies. What does that mean? Because there are multiple Billboard charts.
My source for this is the Telegraph, so I'm looking for a more reputable thing. Oh no, it's at the Billboard Dance and Electronic chart. So yeah, it's one of the Billboard chart, not the actual fucking Billboard chart.
But what, was Y.M.C.A. just hovering at number 2 on the Billboard Electronic chart?
Yeah, for like the last 40 years. Yeah, 45 years.
Yeah, since 1979 or whatever. Just never left. It was stuck there. He says himself it was stuck. The financial benefits have been great, as well as Y.M.C.A. is estimated to gross several $1 million since the president-elect's continued use of the song. Therefore, I'm glad I allowed the president-elect's continued use of Y.M.C.A., and I thank him for choosing to use my song. There's been a lot of... now we're getting to the good bit. There's been a lot of talk, especially of late, for woke culture and so forth, that Y.M.C.A. is somehow a gay anthem. As I've said numerous times in the past, that is a false assumption, based on the fact that my writing partner was gay, and some, brackets, not all, of Village People were gay, and that the first Village People album was totally about gay life. So their first album was totally gay, but the subsequent work had nothing to do with homosexuality or the gay lifestyle. But album 1, totally about gay life. This assumption is also based on the where were we? Yeah. This assumption is also based on the fact that the Y.M.C.A. was apparently being used as some sort of gay hangout. It's like, apparently, this is the first I've heard of this. Was apparently being used as some sort of gay hangout, and since one of the writers was gay and some of the Village People were gay, he doesn't clarify again there, and yes, our first album was entirely about gayness and being gay. The song must be a message to gay people. To that, I say once again, get your minds out of the gutter.
It wasn't about the gutter, it's about the Y.M.C.A., It's like, it's probably quite a nice, clean space.
Yeah, like, it's not like about sucking guys off and like in a dark, dingy alleyway.
It's not like that Rolling Stones song you put on an episode a while back.
Yeah, it's not about the subject matter of cocksucker blues. It's about just going to the Y.M.C.A. and meeting other young eligible bachelors and hanging out and. The gay sex presumably happens after the events of the song take place.
I like that.
I mean, I've not done a deep lyrical analysis. It'd be funny if we looked at the lyrics and it was just like, sucking off guys.
What's that like? It's good. Because, obviously, the Y.M.C.A., local to me, I sort of mainly, associate it with, people doing, sculpture classes or, learning French or whatever. And it's just, so funny to me to imagine, just sort of Welsh people doing some sculpting and this sort of, 1970s style New York gay muscle men or leather men just, loudly fucking in the background.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah. When I hear that song Y.M.C.A., I, vividly picture the innards of the local Y.M.C.A. and I'm just this is the least erotic space I can imagine. It's like a ping pong table.
The innards of the young Christian men.
Yeah.
Sadly, sorry, I need to get my mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, man, fucking it's so bonkers to try and put the gay genie back in the bottle like that. But obviously, we talked about it a lot with the sort of reactionary turn that loads of the sort of 70s singer-songwriters took in the 80s, where sort of even Lou Reed was I'm done with all that gay shit.
Yeah.
So it's so funny to do that for Y.M.C.A.
Yeah, I know.
So good.
This is a Sisyphean task that he's given himself, to disaffiliate homosexuality with the song Y.M.C.A. in the public imagination.
Because even with Lou Reed stuff from around sort of a couple of years before in New York homosexual life, and it's sort of layered with this ambivalence about it.
It's still got a kind of element of cool macho rock.
Yeah.
Unlike Y.M.C.A.
So fucking good. I love it. We obviously probably talked about this off mic, but it's so insane that anyone ever believed the lie about Lou Reed being the sexy trans woman on the back cover of Transformer. It's so insane that anyone ever thought that was Lou Reed's fucking scrawny ass. It's insane.
Is it Rachel, his trans girlfriend from the 70s, or is it?
Maybe.
Was that before he met her?
But if I Google it now, then basically it's only just going to come up with results for that lie about him saying it's himself. Yeah.
Anyway, this is beside the point, I think. But let's continue with this statement because there's several paragraphs to go. Sadly, when the president-elect started using the song, people attempting to brand the song as a gay anthem reached a fever pitch, as many used it to say, "Oh, Trump don't know the song is a gay anthem." This was done in a manner to attempt to shame the president-elect's use of the song. They were calling Donald Trump gay because of this, basically. As I stated on numerous occasions, I knew nothing about the Y being a hangout for gays when I wrote the lyrics to Y.M.C.A. And Jacques Morelai, who was gay, never once stated such to me. He's just like, I just won't tell him about this. I won't he doesn't need to know. he doesn't need to know what we do at YMCA. In fact, Jacques never once told me how to write my lyrics. Otherwise, I would have said to him, you don't need me. Why don't you simply write the lyrics? You gay French bitch. Okay, but I added in the last bit. I therefore wrote... No, that's actually in there. I therefore wrote Y.M.C.A. about the things I knew about the Y in the urban areas of San Francisco, such as swimming, basketball, track, and cheap food and cheap rooms.
Fucking hell. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, to try and put the gay genie back in the bottle like this, and then to explicitly mention that it was like, oh, it's inspired by my time in San Francisco. So good, so good.
Just sharing cheap rooms with the guys. Maybe sharing a cheap bed. And when I say hang out with all the boys,
you're letting it all hang out. You know?
And when I say hang out with all the boys, that is simply 1970s black slang for black guys hanging out together for sports, gambling, or whatever. I think
whatever is doing heavy lifting. Yeah.
Or whatever. For example, gay sex. There's nothing. But he does add, there's nothing gay about that. There's nothing gay about hanging out with other guys doing sports and gambling or, whatever. Yeah.
I love it, man. But I love the sort of running thing of Donald Trump just having like the music taste of like a 1970s like New York fancy lad. It's so beautiful. And it's like the fact that people try
you fancy lad, you're the talk of the town.
It's basically the music.
You foxy man, you're the talk of the town. Sucking off the younger man.
He heard it, what was it, Studio 54 back in the day, you know?
Yeah. So fucking cool. And it's like genuinely one of like the least loathsome things about it. And it's just like, obviously people are so determined to despise every aspect of him that they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it, he's listening to Tiny Dancer, he's making the crowd at his rallies listen to Tiny Dancer. And it's like, I think that's a crime. I think that song's one of the worst songs in the entire history of recorded music. Obviously huge swathes of people disagree with me about that, and also it's sort of nod to his youth. It's a nod to
huge swathes of straight people. Like people have got to remember Elton wasn't out for a while. And loads of people. I think he was like out as bi in the 70s for most of it, but like he was like one of the rock stars that I think this is possibly why Stefan doesn't like him, because his music. The same people who fucking owned an Engelbert Humperdinck record might own an Elton John record. Unfashionable, uncool, deeply heterosexual people have always listened to Elton John.
Yeah, man. Like we're fucking. I love he has got like his. It's just like really Route 1. So it's like we're just playing like Time to Say Goodbye and stuff at his rallies. I think it's like someone was like hauled out because they had like a medical emergency or something at his rallies, and then he just sort of stood on stage for like 10 minutes with like an aria about dying playing. It's just fucking so funny.
He is like, if the spectacle is there with Trump, isn't it?
It's a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? And it's like it's obviously as well. Then it's like you try and get people being like, no, you can't laugh about this. It's like, this is deathly serious. The man is a fascist. You can't laugh at it. And it's like, yeah, but it's like you can't like really help what you find funny in this life. It's like not something. It's not something which you've got much choice over. And it's like, unfortunately, doing that and like
Exactly.
making like crowds of like insane like fucking brain poisoned reactionaries like listen to your fucking personal playlist for hours on end, and then you get up then you get up on stage and complain about then you complain about like how hand dryers are less powerful than they used to be, isn't it? It's like, that's funny.
No, you're right.
There's no way it isn't funny. Like
you can't help what you find funny. Like, if I ever respond to one of those quote tweet prompt things on Twitter that's like, what's your most right-wing opinion? It is definitely that South Park is the greatest show of all time.
What's that like? I fucking love South Park. I just grunted how much I love South Park and I do a podcast.
Yeah, oh yeah. South Park is so good, man. I don't want to get talking about South Park in the middle of another bit, because we always have much to say about the wonderful world of South Park. So let's continue this this incredible statement. Oh, by the way, yeah, later on he says that it's cool if Jews use it. so don't worry.
Bar mitzvahs. Yeah.
So, to the extent that Y.M.C.A. is considered a gay anthem based on the fact that gays once used certain YMCAs for illicit activity. Like, firstly, he's spelled illicit wrong.
I picked up on that.
I mean, like, sorry, but like, he spelled it like as into an elicit a response.
Well, the weirdest thing is he spelled it wrong twice, and then I think the third time he spells it right. So it's very strange.
Shit. Maybe he thought that spell check would fix it on all of them, and it just did it for the one. But also, that is like the point at which this becomes openly bigoted, I think. Before it's been skating around it, and here he's like labeling just, gay guys getting together as illicit activity. He says the assumption that the song alludes to that is completely misguided. Therefore, since I wrote the lyrics and ought to know what the lyrics I wrote is really about, come January 2025, my wife will start like, it's my wife,
second wife drop,
not
like...
me. My wife will start suing because
my deeply
I'm
heterosexual wife.
Yeah, it's like, I'm married, by the way. My not husband will start suing each and every news organisation that falsely refers to Y.M.C.A. either in their headlines or alluded to in the base of the story, the base of the shaft, alluded to at the base of the shaft.
The nub end, like at the nub end of the story.
That Y.M.C.A. is somehow a gay anthem because such a notion is based solely on the song's lyrics alluding to illicit activity for which it does not.
One of the most insane sentences I've ever heard in my life. What's that? I've just got to quickly correct myself because I'm a pedant. I meant to say hinge end, not nub end there. I got the ends of the penis wrong, something I've never done in my personal life. But I've got to correct that.
Yeah. No, it's important that we stick 100% with the concrete facts.
Exactly right.
We're saying concrete facts.
But you'd be hard pressed, he says, to find Y.M.C.A. on the playlist at any gay club, parade, or other gay activity in a way that would suggest it's somehow an anthem to the community, other than alluding to illicit activity, which is defamatory and damaging to the song.
He's living in a different fucking decade, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
Does he think that gay sex is still illegal? Like,
yeah,
we're heading that way, but like we're not there yet.
Yeah, but that whole like sentence is just really confusing because you'd be hard pressed, so you wouldn't find it on the playlist at any gay club, parade, or other gay activity. In
this
a way
is my gay
that,
sex playlist.
Yeah, in a way that would suggest, just loads of village people. In a way that would, and Brazilian moon landing conspiracy theorists, but would suggest it's somehow an anthem to the community, other than alluding to illicit activity. So, is he just saying that you wouldn't find it on the playlist of a club without them explicitly using it to promote gay
confusing.
sex? Like, that's all I can see there. But I thought he said the lyrics weren't explicitly promoting gay sex.
But however, they're using it falsely. That's why it's like libel or whatever the fuck he said.
So what, is he just saying gay people can't use it at all? Like, what the fuck?
You cannot suggest that the song is gay because this is America, the land of free speech, right? Like,
Yeah, that is mad, but I don't understand what he's saying. I don't fully understand what his demands are here.
For a lyricist, he's not very good at writing, is he?
No. However, you know where you will find Y.M.C.A. on the playlist of almost every wedding, bar mitzvah.
Yeah, representing. I don't think I had it at my bar mitzvah, but that's okay.
It was just all village people at your bar mitzvah. Trump was the DJ. He's always been a friend to the Jewish people.
Close family friend, personally.
Yeah. Every wedding, bar mitzvah, sporting organisation, along with the Gary Glitter tune. It's like, what? And would you say that the Gary Glitter song is associated with paedophilia? Just come, and the song is used in commercials and motion pictures and products worldwide. The true anthem is Y.M.C.A.'s appeal to people of all strips. Of all strips, including President-elect Trump. But the song is not really a gay anthem, other than certain people falsely suggesting that it is. And this must stop because it is damaging to the song. So,
how many times does he say that it's not gay throughout that whole article? It's like got to be like a dozen times, right?
It's not gay, like that Lonely Island song. That's like
exactly.
I'm not gay.
He's saying it so much. Like, you could just release a really short, simple statement. Look, I didn't write this about gay lifestyle, whatever. Boom, done, over.
Yeah,
he just goes on and on and on.
He's saying, like, you won't find Y.M.C.A. on the playlist at any gay club. I'm sure you probably don't hear it as many as you used to on account of it being, like, 40 years old.
Well, after this statement, I think you'll probably hear it fewer.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, that was a really funny piece. Like, piece. I don't know if you can call a Facebook post a piece. But
it was a work of art. It was cinema. Kino.
That was a beautiful fucking post, man. I'm going to go for a piss and then talk a little bit more, then call it a wrap.
Yeah,
sounds good.
I'll take a couple of minutes or so.
Almost an hour and a half, yeah. Comfort break for the boys.
Right.
Okay. Not in a gay way. Not in a gay way. Just
no
to
homo.
I'll sue you. I'll fucking sue you.